Here's another practical Ellul tip for everybody. We know that there's a famous concept of the Rosh of the acronym Ellul, the letters Aleph Lamed Vav Lamed, that it represents Ani L'Dodi V'Dodi Li. There are other different acronyms that are given. This one famous from the Avudraham that says, I am to my beloved is to me, which is a verse in Shir Hashirim, Song of Songs, chapter 6, verse number 3, that Ellul means, I am to my beloved is to me, which means it's an opportunity that we have to get close to God, and that God, we will feel God's closeness to us. So before we get to Rosh Hashanah, which is that worrisome level of awesomeness of judgment, in the month of Ellul, it's about getting that level of closeness. The only way a person can truly understand judgment is to understand the closeness that a person has to Hashem, to God. So what is the Ani L'Dodi over here? And that's what we want to look at today. I want to share with you a brilliant idea. Oh, I don't have to tell you how brilliant it is. Obviously, it's brilliant. It's coming from great Gedol and great rabbis. Rabbi Nachi Klein quotes an idea from Rav Shimon Shkop in the Shara Yosher, and he says as follows. He says, the Torah tells us that we are supposed to be halachta b'drach. We're supposed to walk in the ways of Hashem. So how do you walk in the ways of Hashem? Hashem is not a human being, doesn't have thoughts like we have, doesn't speak like we have. There's nothing similar to us and to Him. Nothing. So the Torah says, Kadoshim to you. The Torah says you should become holy. Why? Ki kadosh ani Hashem l'keichem, because I am holy, says God. You should become holy like I'm holy. Okay, but we're clearly not the same. So the Gemara asks this question. Actually, the Medrash asks this question and says, you should become holy. You might think you should be as holy like me. God says, no. Ki kadosh ani Hashem l'keichem. My holiness is far different than yours. So, what's the connection over here? Obviously, God's holiness has nothing to do with us. It's totally removed from us, totally separate from a whole nother level. So what does it mean that we should become holy like Hashem is holy, and yet that same like Hashem is holy means that we cannot be like Him. It's too far removed from us. Says Rav Shimon Shkop the following idea. There is one way in which we can be like Hashem. There's one way that we can become kadosh like Hashem. The word kedusha is loosely translated as holiness, but it usually means holiness through a level of separation. Something that when we say God is holy, it means He's far separated from us, distant from us on a lofty level. So how do we become kadosh? What does that mean? So he says, at every moment, what does God do? Every moment Hashem upholds the world, continues to give new life, new breath into everything that exists, without any personal benefit from Hashem, because Hashem is beyond any need, so there's no benefit that He can actually get from anything. But He does it to show chesed to everybody else. He wants you to recognize the chesed that He does for you, so you can come to a greater level of honor of Hashem, so you can recognize the greatness of what you have that exists within the world, and not to be someone who just takes things for granted. But He does it for everybody else. So too, that's our job. Says Rav Shimon Shkop, Hashem is telling us, I want you to become holy, that you shouldn't be totally enveloped and focused on your self-needs and your self-care and fulfilling all of your desires. Rather, sanctify yourself in the things that you do, so that you're doing it for other people, so that you're not going to walk away from this world saying like, okay, I had half my life focused on myself, and there were some parts of my life that were focused, or even half my life focused on other people. Rather, that everything I do, even if it benefits me, but I have a focus, a general focus for other people. So what he says is that our purpose is how can I be more helpful and be there for other people. Even when I'm dealing with my own physical health, my own physical desires, I'm thinking about somebody else that I can do it for. And that is a practical tip for ourselves. What can we do that we can make sure that we're benefiting others? Even if I'm eating, I can be benefiting others because I'll have the strength to help other people. Even if I'm sleeping, I'll be able to do that. Whatever things that I'm doing, I can be at a level of Kedoshim T, which means I'm thinking about other people, and that is a practical way that we can walk in Hashem's ways, that even if we cannot be like Hashem, we can still actually walk in His ways by thinking and caring for other people, that the things that I do in my daily life are really there for other people. That's our practical tip now, to do more for other people, to think about other people, even the things that I do in my regular life. Can I bring other people's needs into the forefront? And even if I'm enjoying life, can I help out other people?